Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless with the alpha around the corner, starting on the 23rd of July. If you've not found your emails in your email box yet and you signed up, go digging, guys. They're out there. We've already got loads of people that replied back. What I wanted to do today was just show you the different heroes that made it into the alpha. So we've got 67, and you will fight a lot of them through the caverns here. You'll also fight with a lot of them on your team as you progress through the caverns. So super exciting there. I would say if you've not already checked out the different dates for the caverns and how that's going to work with the alpha, that was all talked through in my last video. So make sure you go and check that out. Okay, we've got 17 legendaries, one of which you guys have not seen for a while. So we're going to go through those. We've got 15 epics, 19 rares, 7 uncommons and 9 commons made it into the alpha. Why did they all make it in? Generally, there's a bit of a theme around faction, okay, and the mythology. So we've got 5 sort of primary factions here, but some of them, if I'm honest, they made it in because they were ready. They had animations, they had VFX done, and they were easier for us to put in for the alpha. So yeah, 67 made it in. We're going to run through them all. And yeah, very, very like top level, talk you through what you could expect for alpha heroes. Let's start with the commons then. Medjai, he's a slayer, a defender, obviously coming from the Aru faction here. We've got Hoplite from Olympus. So Hoplite is going to be able to pair up with Spartan and Leonidas, which is going to be fun. Another slayer here. You will see all of them have got kind of like their archetype, their affinity, and their alignment with order or chaos. I'll go through some of the skills of a few of the epics when we get to those, and a couple of legendaries as we go up there as well. So the Desert Raider, looking pretty damn ripped, ready to go. Super sweet, actually. Every one of the heroes that made it in does have their abilities kind of unlocked, and we've got icons in now for every ability in the game. We've got the Berserker here as Guardian, ready to go into combat, an enraged Norseman. The first of our Beastmen then, the Satyr made it in, the Horned Menace, with some very cool visuals here. The Seizing Gaze from the basic ability. You'll notice the commons here only have 2 abilities. They have their ultimate and they have a basic. As we ramp up to uncommons, we get another ability unlock. So we've got the Hound or the Jackal here coming in as another common. The Composite Bowman, ready to unleash. Precision Deadeye. We've got the Brazilian Archer, literally our first hero that we made. Still kind of sweet. Watcher of the Woods for this common. And then we've got the Shield Maiden as the last of our common heroes that got into the alpha. She's not looking very happy with herself. We get into the uncommons then. We've got the Spartan. Bit of clipping here. We know about it. We will fix it. The Royal Guard with his abilities. We've got Shublagal, one of the Eka faction. A defender. We've got one of our early ones actually, a Nubian warrior. I feel like this guy looks really, really sweet. I love the design on this guy. Super cool, actually. Yeah, really cool. A Bowmaster. The Nemean Lion. Fine work from Michaela. King of the Beasts. The Knight made it in. The Realm Defender. We've got Kunoichi. Again, one of our really early models, actually. Probably, I think it must have been our first one in this faction. Ready to go. The Shadow Dancer. And then the last of the uncommons. Again, one of our early ones. The Mummy. Ready to inflict a whole bunch of... I think this one's got Drain and Curse. Which is quite sweet. Okay, let's move on to the rares then. So we have got here Voldalak. Yeah, the Virage faction. Voldalak. Shadow Pounce. Rabid Bite. Locking core abilities. And Primal Howl. Attacks all enemies with a 50% chance to place Despair on each target for 2 turns. Very cool rare, this one. Actually, it's one of my favorite rares in the game. We've got Tristan here, a defender. Ramsey's one of the starter heroes. Packs a Punch. Lots of people are going to be using him in the alpha. The Minotaur, one of our beasts. A Maze Beast. Ultimate here. Removes a random disable from this hero and places Stalwart and Retaliate for 2 turns. So it's going to be counter-attacking with that Retaliate ability. On the uncommons, there's no passives, and then we get to rares, and now you've got a passive that you can unlock as well. We've then got Lady Shock, who is another one of the starters. Looking pretty fierce. We've got Guan Yu, loves to play with that beard. Again, one of the starter heroes, the Loyal General. Super sweet design on this one. Walter knocking it out the park in 3D design here. I think he does he'll do a cool idol breaker in a minute. Again, all of the skills are in. Here he goes. He's ready. We've got Asag, who's one of our giants. It was actually our first giant that we made. Really feel the sort of impact of a giant on the battlefield in terms of size. The Grotesque Golem. We've got Tutankhamun here. For anyone who watched the Night in the Museum movies, you would know this dude. Again, super sweet look. Another Slayer here. We've got Isolde, one of the Knights of the Round. She's from the Avalon faction. She's actually one of our kind of like turn meter boosters. So she's got the Elixir of Fate as her ultimate, which basically does a cleanse and then increases turn meter of all allies. She's also got a defense up and another turn meter fill on her A2. And she's got a passive here as well when it's unlocked. When an ally defender is attacked, heals all allies by 5% of her max HP. So kind of cool little support champion here. Got Icarus. Again, one of our earlier ones actually, but still looking cool. Still pretty sweet. We're actually doing some work on his wingspan so that he's not so clippy in battle. Like trying to make sure that his wings don't come out quite as wide. But yeah, Scorched Pride from Icarus here. Hippolyta, the Amazonian Queen. A defender. We've got the Kate Sith. Veiled Prowler. Gives you a bite. We've also got Shishi. This is the Jade Protector. So one of the Jade, I guess, Jade creatures brought to life. Gives you initiative in all battles from the aura there, which is quite rare to have. Shinigami with his massive scythe. The Shadow Reaper. Very cool. Maria Marevna. So she is a Slayer. I'll show you some of her skills actually. Attacks an enemy. Places an extra hit if the target's got 3 or more buffs. Attacks all enemies. Will ignore shield and barrier. And then Breach Defenses is her ult. So attacks an enemy. Reduces the defense of the target by 2%. Stacks up to 5 times. So over a longer fight, she can start to reduce defense of enemies. And she's also got this passive here. Gains 3% damage increase for each buff on her. So you can start to stack buffs up. Alexa Namoon, if you watch the Mummy films, you would know this name. It's written in a really hard way. She's a Sunrise Redeemer. We've got Skadi, a Giantess. The Frostborn Huntress. She's got some cool skill set, actually. She's got Frozen Arrows. Attacks 3 random enemies with a chance to freeze. She's got an ult as well. Attacks all enemies with a chance to place speed down. If the target's under freeze, you can improve the speed down. And she's got a passive here as well. When attacking the enemies under freeze, reduces their divinity. Pretty sweet. Dagonet here. So he's one of the rares that's actually got defense down, which is pretty cool. He's also got the ability to do multi-hits if defense down is out there. So yeah, the Fall coming in big for team comps. We've got Bork here, the Shadow Beast, and that's the last of the rares. So let's get into the epics end. So Leonidas, again, been around a while in terms of in-build. Really, really cool. Got a leader bonus as well, HP in all battles. So he's got defense down on his basic ability, and you could awaken him to also put attack down on his basic ability. So super sweet once you get awakening 1 for Leonidas. Bastet, the daughter of Ra. She is a damage dealer. She does some AoE smack. She does a lot of fire-based damage or blaze-based damage. We've got Set here, the deity of disorder. Musashi, again, one of the earlier epics that we had in-game. Still looking pretty sweet. Mordred. Mordred's kit is kind of off the charts bonkers, honestly. Attacks all enemies. If a target is under Confuse, inflicts 100% increased damage. And if they're under Corrupt, decrease their divinity and turn meter. And he's got a chance to put Confuse on enemies and a chance to put Corrupt on enemies. Very, very cool kits. We've got the Hound of Duat with his golden armor. The Grave Watcher. Achilles. Mimrodon's Wrath. Cool work done on the shield here. Looking sweet. Percival with his giant axe. Made it into the alpha to do colossal epic damage. The Faithful Knight. Cyrus is in. The Lord of Silence. Imhotep is in. He's going to be your faithful invoker, which is kind of like, basically for his kit, he's more like a healer. So he's got Pillar of Support, heals all allies. He's got Steps of Ascension, giving the team Radiance. Yeah, super cool kit, actually. We've got Brunhild, the Valkyrie. So the Exiled Valk. A Defender, of course. We've got Pandora, one of everyone's favorite kind of epics out there. She is a Disruptor. We've got the Green Knight, ready for battle. We've got Gilgamesh with his giant axe, seen in the cutscenes. And we've got Beowulf as our last epic. Beowulf was a cool kit as well, actually. If the target's a brawler or boss, increase attack by 5%, stacking 3 times. Attacks an enemy. If the target's a brawler or boss, decreases the target's attack. And then Thane's Wrath. Again, if it's a brawler or boss, increases this hero's crit damage by 10%, stacking. So longer fights, he empowers himself and reduces the enemy's damage. Okay, then on to the legendaries. As you work your way through the trials of the caverns, the trial of caverns, you will find more and more legendaries drop. We want people to be able to play with these different heroes and give us feedback. So the further you get, the more you will get. So Shamash is the first one here. The Flames of Truth. Check his ultimate out. Revives a random ally with 30% HP and turn meter. Then puts Radiance 2 and Attack 2 for 2 turns on all allies. Also heals allies by 30% of their max HP. And place a barrier equal to 100% of overhealing on those teams. The first time an ally is killed in battle, gain full divinity and activate Light of the Heavens. Very cool ult. We got Herc. Herc's been in the game a long time. This guy does damage. AoE attack, gets 100% attack plus 90% HP for his multiplier. He's also got a passive here. Prevents his death and heals them to 100% of their max HP. Heimdall. Bifrost Warden. Super sweet. A defender. He's going to shield your team. He's going to support your team. We've got Loki. Master of Mischief. Keep an eye on the different CCs that cover Godforge for a look of his kits on Friday. We've got Isis here. So she's an invoker. Her ultimate here revives all dead allies, 50% HP and turn meter. If Horus is revived by this ability, place Radiance 2 on him as well. We've got Hell, one of my favorite aesthetically in game, like such a sweet visual on this one. Really, really cool. I really love her ability icons as well. Attacks all enemies, revives all defeated enemies with 100% HP and places Confuse on them for 2 turns. Cannot be resisted or blocked. Dracula, the King of Bleeds. What's his actual title here? Count of Transylvania. Anubis, one of our first legendaries we put in. The Shepherd of Shadows. Super cool skin, this one. Really, really cool visuals. We've got Ra. I love this kind of like just solar flare coming off his weapon. VFX team just doing good work, you know, just that kind of like enough to see it. It's just enough impact. The Divine Eclipse. Quetzalcoatl here. The Star of Dawn. Really, really great skill set on this one. We have got Zeus, King of the Gods. Let's check out his ult. Assemble the Council. Places attack 2 on this hero, then attacks an enemy. If the target is slain, increases this hero's attack and crit damage, scales up to 50%, and persists across rounds. You gain divinity when dealing any damage to an enemy. First look at YDG. In fact, not first look. Ydragok. This is a Welsh pronunciation. The Protector of Avalon. So this dragon was one of our first kind of like potential bosses in the game. But because we want creatures and cool heroes in game, we've turned this one into a collectible hero. So you can have a dragon fight on your side against Fafnir during the alpha. Really exciting. This is a very cool reveal. Leader bonus, attack in all battles. Let's just check out the passive. Inflicts 30% more damage and receives 30% less damage from enemies under Blaze or Etherburn. Okay, then we've got the Sphinx. Again, big damage dealer. I think this is a... Oh, it's not a slave, it's a defender. Okay, defender. Damn, this defender does damage. I've used her. Very cool. Pangu with the world-splitting axe. Sweet. Really, really great VFX. I showed this guy off in my last video. Love the jade here on this kind of like circlet at the back and on his items. Very, very cool. Obviously still waiting on VFX and stuff, but he is in. Odin, the All-Father. Let me show you his ult. Ragnarok. Attacks all enemies and decreases their divinity by 30%. If an enemy's divinity is fully depleted by this attack, has a 25% chance to insta-kill them, but can't kill bosses this way. Ragnarok slays enemies. Very, very cool. We've got Horus. So Horus is the Eye of Aru. Attacks an enemy with 50% chance to place taunt. Also heal for 70% of defense. If Isis is on the same team, she is healed by the same amount. So we've got like team up stuff there. Attacks an enemy, 75% chance to put speed down and blunt 2 out. And then an ultimate here places a 400% defense shield on all allies. If Isis is on the team, this shield cannot be removed and is 50% stronger. Then has a 75% chance to place taunt for 2 turns. Damn, this guy is a beast. Last but not least, we've got Aphrodite here, giving us a big speed aura. She is an invoker, so she's going to be basically your turn meter manipulator. And she's also got a cool A1 actually, or basic here. Attacks one enemy. Allies under speed up or initiative up will join this attack using their default ability. After attacking, place another speed up on someone else. Very, very cool. That is going to be the roster for the alpha. Really excited to get you guys in the mix. I've been Simon from Fateless. Don't forget to sub to this channel. Don't forget to join our Discord. And I'll see you in the next one.